Okay, Capricorn, you guys are up. This is your general reading for September 2019 for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. As always, this is a general reading, so not everything may apply to you, or it may apply in different ways for different people. And you can always schedule an individual reading with me by clicking the link to my calendar, which you'll find on my Facebook business page or on my YouTube channel. Okay, what's going on for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising? I gotta tell you guys this is a cool story. I was talking to someone over the weekend who, she and her husband and her 2 kids, the entire household are all Capricorns. Can you imagine? My first thought was that has got to be the most well-run, functioning, working house, because Capricorns are the ones who are typically willing and able and ready to do the work, to do whatever it needs, whenever needs to be done to complete the task or complete the job. The only thing would be if they all have a different idea of what it is that they're working towards, right, then they might be working against each other. But if they all had the same goal in mind, holy moly, there's nothing stopping them from accomplishing whatever they want if they have the same goal in mind. That's pretty amazing. I love that. Okay, so what is going on for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising in September? There we go. Let's make a little more room. Right off the bat. Okay, so Capricorns, at the center of the situation for the month, you guys have the Tower card. So there may be some feeling of the shit hitting the fan. There may be some arguments, and there may be some focusing on negative things going on, right? So this can be frustrating. And this may be something that you've experienced already, just sort of leading up to September. And it may just be in the beginning of September. But wow, at least the beginning of September feels kind of difficult and frustrating for Capricorns, in that there's this feeling that the shit's hitting the fan, whether it actually is or not. There's at least the feeling of it. And there's this feeling of argument, of debate, of maybe butting heads or miscommunication in some way, leading to things not going your way or the way you had hoped or expected. And then possibly even this sense of feeling like all is lost. What's the point? What's the point in me even trying to communicate with this person? Which is really frustrating for Capricorns, because you guys are the ones usually willing to do the work. So if you get to that point of what's the point in me doing this, then that means there's some really deep-seated feeling of frustration and grief and sorrow and sadness, and feeling like there's no point. So I'll pull some more cards and we'll get some more information here in a minute. But all of this has something to do on an emotional level with you, right? Something that you're being squeezed about on an emotional level is getting you to move through this so that you end up with some form of an emotional accomplishment. And what it is that you're wanting to accomplish on an emotional level is to overcome some feeling of being blocked, right? To be able to actually get along better with people. Part of you may feel up until recently you've been blocked from communicating very well, or blocked from expressing your emotions, or expressing how you feel, or expressing, how you feel about something, or possibly even how you feel about another person, right? If it looks and it feels like, Capricorns, that part of you is really wanting to make these connections with people, to as humans, we crave connection anyways. But for Capricorns, it's kind of looking like there may be, for some of you, some situations where you've really craved some connection with a certain person and maybe even thought that they might have been a soulmate or something. And then it turns out that things aren't going so well with this person for some reason. And if so, that's okay. Like, there may have been a miscommunication in that there are certain times, okay, so for some Capricorns, this may be manifesting because of having had a perception of your ideal in what you wanted this person to be, and then sort of applied that to what you had thought they actually were. So you may have created some type of potential in your mind about a person, and it wasn't like who they actually were. But inside you kind of felt like it was, but it was actually what your ideal was and what you wanted ideally in a relationship with a person or in connection with a person, right? And so recently, or leading up till September, or maybe even the beginning of September, there may be finding out that this person may not have actually been what you had hoped that they were or thought that they were. And so in essence, sometimes you can fall in love with a person's potential that you assign to them or prescribe or apply to them, when it's not necessarily always who they are. So here's the thing, like, it's all there for you and it's all available. Like, there are gatherings that you'll be attending and meeting new people, right? But it's going to require the shift in mindset from who you thought somebody was, right? And letting that go and seeing them for who they actually are, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. It just doesn't match up with what your ideal was, if that makes sense, okay? So there's definitely opportunity very quickly for meeting people for some type of celebration, some type of gathering, and you've got the soulmate card. So this is fantastic. So you are working towards like meeting soulmate connections with people, and this could be on a romantic level, could be on a business level, a client level, a friend level, whatever. There's a million different soulmate connections that we make, right? And it's there for you when you stop focusing on what was or what you thought was but wasn't actually, and start just being present in the moment, right? Be present in the moment with yourself. Connect with your own inner authority and your own intuition and your own gentle inner strength. And this is what's going to help you be present in the moment and present in situations when you're with other people, so that you can clearly see them for who they are and what they are in the moment, rather than falling in love with their potential or what you ascribe for their potential or prescribe, what you think their potential may be. Because they may or may not step into that, and they may have a different idea of what their own potential is. Okay, so the energies operating in the situation are very nice, like financial stability for you, support from family, support from friends, a physical accomplishment for you. So it's going to be a physical accomplishment for you, Capricorn, to be present with yourself and in situations where there are gatherings with other people, so that you can see them for who they are. That's going to be a huge accomplishment, a physical accomplishment for you, which also brings about new beginnings. Very, very nice. Yes, and then things start going your way. I love when if we start with the 5 of Cups, I love having the 9 of Cups in the same reading, because that means you're really making that shift in the mindset from nothing's going my way, I'm focusing only on the negative, I might be getting stuck in there, but now if you make that shift, then things are really, really starting to go your way. I love that. Good job. Keep up the good work. Yes, so new beginnings, again, new financial beginnings. When you make the shift, like, things are going to open up for you financially. Things are going to open up for you in your business or your career or work. They're going to open up for you spiritually. Yeah, very, very good. And then you're going to sort of like take the reins in your life and move forward and take charge and like pick a direction that you want to go in and just go for it. So I love this. I love this for you guys. It starts out a little shaky and frustrating and difficult, and that's okay, because you're on the right path. Keep up the good work. Okay, so Capricorn romance card for September 2019. This is good. All right, Capricorn, stay optimistic about your love life. Positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. I love it. Like, it kind of sums up in one card what I was just trying to say in all of these. Oh, clear and concise. Okay, so we've got 2 Wayne Dyer decks this month. This is his secrets for success and inner peace. There we go. The 8th secret, treat yourself as if you already are what you'd like to be. Manifest your intentions. As you place more and more of your energy on what you intend to manifest, you'll start seeing those intentions materializing. This is an example of the synchronicity of the universe working with you and your highly energized thoughts. Again, so shifting away from focusing on thoughts where nothing's going my way into everything sort of gets going your way. I love it. Okay, and then the other Wayne Dyer deck we have is his inspiration cards. There we go. Live in spirit. Again, like being in the moment. When you choose to live in spirit, you entrust yourself to something greater than your life as a physical being. When you listen and allow, spirit guides you. When you fail to listen or allow your ego to get in the way and run the show, you're no longer in spirit and are usually uninspired. So this is what you're moving away from, the uninspired to the inspired, right? In spirit. All right, there you go, Capricorns. You're moving in the right direction for September, and I'm happy to hear that. So hang in there. You're doing great, and I will see you next month.